you don't mind if we get started. It's a real pleasure to be able to follow up on our program last month when we went and visited the Butterfly House and got to see all the butterflies, and we saw a pig, for those of you that weren't there. The pig was quite entertaining, and there were some other fish in a large pond, koi, and they would come up and eat. It was really nice, and then the sun went down and we had lots of shade. It's just a really nice evening, something a little bit different. And tonight we're going to hear more about the butterflies and what they do or don't do.
I'm Cindy Johnston. I work at Dreamscape from Metamorphosis Butterfly House. I am the butterfly breeder. So I spent all summer working with eggs and caterpillars and breeding those butterflies that you saw. All right. So butterflies, of course, that everybody knows. How many of you saw the movie Migration of the Monarchs or whatever that was on the IMAX? The Monarchs, of course, are the guys that are on the front of your Metamorphosis brochure here. They are the ones that go to Mexico every year, and that's about 2,500 miles to 3,000 miles. And it takes them about 4 months to get there. They go 25 miles a day, they can fly a mile high, and they just kind of cruise down along the valleys and stay away from the mountains and stay away from the rivers, but they cruise down to Mexico and hang out until spring when they start to come back again. They go to Mexico, there's a rainforest, and they hang out in the trees. They will actually use the same trees every year. Now they're not the same butterflies, but they do always go to the same spot. Of course, we're very concerned about the monarchs because they are starting to, their numbers are dwindling. I don't know how many of you have flower beds and have paid attention to the monarchs coming in, but this year there were very few. Last year there were very few, and that is because they are losing their habitat. There's pesticides, they're losing their food, and things like that. But in the 1980s in Mexico, they occupied 52 football fields worth of trees. Last year, 1 football field. That is how many we have lost. So it's a really big concern because they, of course, are just kind of a marker for what is happening with the world. So we are a little concerned about them. And if you get out there and plant some milkweed, it'll help. But of course, it's a bigger thing than just a few of us planting milkweed. All right? So they go down there and they hang out till March when they start coming back up through the south. They lay eggs, well, they breed, lay eggs, and then those babies eat all that food, come on back up north further and further. It is only the 4th generation that goes to Mexico. And they do not breed before they go. They just emerge, fly to Mexico, and then they don't mate until next spring.
What time of year are they here?
They are here in the summer. So they usually arrive about July, and they hang out, and then they start migrating in September.
Because I have my backyard has tons of milkweed in it, and I never see them, and eventually it gets mowed off, so I need to get them mowed off before they show up.
Right. Oh, they mow it that early?
This year they mowed it mid-August.
Yeah.
End of August.
Yeah, well, we should have them before that, but we just have not been getting the monarchs at all. It's been very sad. Past 2 years, I have not seen any wild monarchs at all.
Is it cyclical? I mean, has this happened before in history?
No, not that we know of. Okay, and again, what is happening is in the Midwest is where they used to have all those grasslands, and of course what we're doing is we're making those monoculture farms. You know, we're planting huge, huge fields of wheat, huge fields of corn, soybeans, that type of thing. And of course they all have the weed killer in them, so nothing else grows, so they have no food to live on. Now the thing about monarchs is the only thing they will lay their eggs on is milkweed, because the milkweed contains toxins that will make the caterpillars toxic to other things. So when a bird eats the caterpillar, it will get sick, and then it will not eat those caterpillars again. So they only lay their eggs on a suitable host plant, which is milkweed. And if you have 100,000 acres of corn and no milkweed, they have nowhere to lay. Which reminds me, I brought you a caterpillar. Everybody loves caterpillars. They're my favorite. This is a monarch caterpillar all passing around. He's on milkweed. So he's in there, and he's joyful. He's having a good old time eating. He's having a great time munching out there. All right? And what happens is that it takes about 4 days for them to come out of their eggs.